What's up, everybody? Getting into this episode of Days of Our Lives, Rafe continues to get on my fucking nerve. Like, he's a hypocritical bastard. Like, seriously, I never liked Rafe. I never have. I probably never will. I just don't like him. Everything about him screams hypocrite. So he gave Kate back her gun, and now he's telling Kate that he's gonna pursue a case against Allie for trying to shoot Tripp. I don't blame Kate for being pissed off about that, because I would be too. Talking about he's an officer of the law. So you can sit there and cover up a murder for Hope when she shot Stefano. And you could sit there and cover up all of Gabby's crimes over the years, but you refuse to help your former stepdaughter? Now you're an officer of the law? Both those times that you covered up crimes for Hope and Gabby, you were an officer of the law. But when it pertains to your stepdaughter or your former stepdaughter, you don't want to help her. And the DA already said that she's not going to prosecute. Like, Rafe is a hypocritical little bastard. I never liked him. He pick and choose when he wants to be an officer of the law. That's the problem with him. So, of course, you know, Kate has a new idea to get revenge on Tripp. And she wasn't shocked that Allie pulled the gun on Tripp. She felt kind of proud about it. She was like, shit, you know, Allie's a chip off the old block. Because Allie didn't do anything that Kate or Sammy wouldn't have done. Kate and Sammy would have done the same damn thing. So, of course, Kate has a new idea of getting revenge on Tripp. Basically, she wants to file a civil lawsuit against him. She feels like that would be the best route to go, because she's not going to stop until they get vengeance. I really still don't believe Tripp did this, but I don't. So right now, she wants to do a lawsuit, but they just need to find the right lawyer. I wonder who they're going to get to represent them in this case. Hopefully not Justin, because we all know Justin don't win no cases. We all know that. Justin hasn't won a case since Ronald Reagan was in office. But let's just be honest. So anyway, moving on from that. So Tripp was basically telling Ava, the whole time he was telling Ava about him trying to kill Kayla at one point. Did you see the look on Ava's face? She was looking all proud and giddy. Like, she was so happy that her son tried to kill her enemy. Like, she was... Yo, Ava is a trip. Like, seriously. It's something about chicks with the name Ava that just make me cackle. Because they crazy as hell. So basically, Tripp wanted to know how she was paying for, you know, her lifestyle and the place that she was living. And he was hoping that she wasn't taking that mob money from her family. But she was like, no, she was taking the legit business money that they had coming in. Tripp sometimes acts so sanctimonious himself, talking about something, oh, because if you're taking mob money from them, then I'm out or whatever. My thing about Tripp is he's more like Ava than he's willing to admit. I think he is. And I think that's why Ava was so proud when he told her the story of him trying to kill Kayla. Because even she can see that he really is her son. Like, and she's proud that he's kind of a chip off the old block. But if you notice the big difference between Joey and Tripp, Joey wants to pay for his crimes, whereas Tripp tries to get out of certain things that he does. Like, even when he tried to kill Kayla, he didn't want to go to prison for that. He didn't want to take responsibility for that. He felt like he didn't deserve to go to prison at that time. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's a big difference between them two boys. Like, that's how you know they got different parents or different mothers. Just by the way that they handle things. So, of course, you know, Ava wants to try to help Tripp get out of this whole mess about the rape and all that, because she figured that Kayla probably altered the results or whatever of the DNA. And I was surprised that Tripp was defending Kayla. I was super surprised, but I do agree with what somebody said. Like, I do feel like a lot of times Tripp holds in that anger and his emotions and stuff, because Kayla has not been supportive of Tripp not one time during this. Not one time. She even wanted him kicked out of her home. And yet here Tripp is defending her still. I find that crazy. Like, you're defending the chick who never supported you. And I always felt like deep down Kayla never really liked Tripp, all because of who his mother is. So I feel like there's always going to be some type of animosity there, especially from Kayla. Like, she might act like she accepted him or whatever, but she don't. I don't think she ever really accepted him. I don't think she ever really will. So when he was telling Ava the story, Tripp, when he mentioned how he met Allie in London, her ears perked up. And when Tripp left, she made a phone call demanding somebody call her back. So does Ava know what went down in London? Like, does she know about this rape? Like, what if she had twins or something, or like fraternal twins or something, or, you know, Tripp does have a half brother. Maybe she gave birth to another child, and that's why the DNA results came back, you know, that he was the father. Maybe because they got the same DNA. Maybe they're fraternal twins or something. I don't know. But what if Charlie is her son or something? Like, I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the way that he be acting. But Ava knows something. She definitely knows something. She know. The way her ears perked up and she was demanding somebody call her back. She know what went down in London. And I want to know what she know. So anyway, Charlie met up with Xander in the park looking like Clark Kent and shit. I was like, Charlie, what is with this get up? He got the glasses on. He look like a modern day Clark Kent. I said, what the hell? So basically he admitted to Xander that Philip caught him snooping. So he basically had to admit to Philip that he was working for Xander to get dirt on Philip. So Philip wanted to turn, I was about to call him Clark. I was dead ass about to call that man Clark. Told Charlie basically to snoop for him on Xander. So Xander wants to turn Charlie into a triple agent now. He basically wants Charlie to keep up the facade that he's still snooping around on Xander for Philip, but in reality, he's getting dirt on Philip so that way Philip doesn't suspect nothing. It might work, because when Philip went to go see, when Charlie went to go see Philip and stuff, he basically was like, you know, he didn't find anything on Xander. But of course, Philip was pissed off when he got the alert on his phone. I'm guessing the alert was about Ava being alive and you know, stuff like that. And now that it's public that she's alive, of course he's not happy about it. Because that's the last thing he needs is for people in town to know that Ava's alive. Because that means it's closer, his secret is closer to coming out. Because when Xander and Sarah was together and stuff, he was looking at his tablet when he found out that Ava was alive, and when Sarah looked at it, they can connect her to Philip. So I think that might be the evidence that they need to bring it to Victor. Like, if they can show proof to Victor that Ava and Philip are connected, you know Victor gonna start side-eyeing everything and wondering what the hell Philip is up to, unless they want more info before it. Cause I think that's probably what they're trying to do, trying to get as much information as they can before they can bring it to Victor. So that way when they bring it to Victor, you know, they got all their ducks in a row. But them seeing Ava and knowing that she's alive and they got all the account records and everything else, that's going to help them expose Philip. That's why Philip is so pissed, because he does not need Ava to be public right now. That's the last thing he needs. Because it could blow the whistle on his shit. I don't know if Philip is playing Sarah or not, because he admitted to Sarah that he saw her late at night coming out the Salem Inn. And she tried to come up with another cover story. I like how Sarah could just come up with these stories off the top of her dome and make it sound believable as shit. I like that. She should have been a private investigator in her life, because I'm just saying. I mean, she's a doctor and whatnot, but I mean, she might have the wrong career path, because her being a PI would be smarter, because she definitely know how to come up with some shit on the fly and make that shit sound so believable, because even I believed it, even though she was lying. But that's how good it was. Like, she just came up with it like that, like it was nothing. Like, she ain't stutter, she just came up with it. Basically telling Philip that she was just taking Xander's stuff to him so he didn't have to come back to the mansion or whatever. And so Philip tried to make a move on her and started kissing her. And, you know, she tried to come up with an excuse talking about, oh, she didn't want to jump into another relationship or nothing. But Philip was like, nah, let's do this. So that way we could show, you know, publicly, we could show Xander that, you know, his suspicions about us were right. And that we messing around or whatever, because it's going to make him jealous and piss him off and stuff. But she was like, nah, we good. But when she walked out of the living room, the way Philip was looking at her, I'm wondering if he suspects that she's, you know, a double agent herself, trying to spy and snoop on him, and that's why he made that move on her to see what she does, see what her reaction gonna be. And I think her reaction probably confirmed to her that she's full of shit. I don't know. You can never tell when somebody, you know, with somebody like Philip and how he thinks sometimes, because maybe he is on to her. Who knows? But it was quite interesting. I can't wait for all this mess to come out. So anyway, Steve and Kayla pop up at the prison or whatever to tell Joey that Ava's alive. Joey was acting so slow when they told him that Ava was alive. So I didn't kill her? What the duh, what's not clicking, Joey? Duh, that's what that means. If somebody tell you that somebody that you tried to kill or you thought you killed was alive, obviously that means you did not kill her, fool. Duh. I mean, I understand he tried to process all of this because he's been in prison for what, 4 years now? So I understand you trying to process all this info. You know, 4 years being locked up is you know, a good amount of time. But it's like, you know, you're being free. Be happy. But you know how Joey is, though. Joey was happy that he was being free, but at the same time, he was upset about how it went down because his parents had to basically make a deal with the devil for his release. Because he felt like, you know, she should have been in prison. So that way she couldn't torment his parents no more. And he was willing to stay in prison if that meant that Ava was going to go to prison. See, that's the difference between Joey and Tripp. You know, Joey always trying to do the right thing. And, you know, take the consequences and stuff of his actions. I can respect the person that's doing that, but at the same time, if I'm being free, I ain't about to sit up in nobody's prison no more if I ain't killed somebody. Like, if I didn't do what they claim I did, I ain't about to sit up in no jail. I'm sorry, but that ain't going down. I'll take the out. You know, I understand he has a good conscience and whatnot, and I respect it because not many people do. But yeah, you know, if you telling me I'm about to get out of prison, hey, we're worried about Ava from the outside because I ain't trying to be up in this filthy ass prison no longer than what I have to be. I would have been about the door. But anyway, this was a pretty decent episode. I liked it. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. And I'll see y'all all later. Peace.